Get me to the sun, get me to the sea. Vacation on my mind and I'm feeling so free. 4 cats at home, yeah, they cheering for me. Turn it up, let's get cruise ready. Hey, I'm on a mission now, I'm shedding the weight. Got a cruise on the way and I can't be late. Dancing every day, yeah, sets me free. Feeling strong, feeling proud, this is who I wanna be. Left step, right step, moving with style. I'm working for the sunshine, glowing smile. YouTube on my mind, where I share my ride. Every beat I drop is a win inside. Move with me, vacation's near. Dance it out, let's make it crystal clear. Every beat, every step, I'm living my dream. Oh, I'm getting cruise ready, you know what I mean. Move with me, watch me shine. Ocean waves calling as I reach my prime. This is my time, my shine, my victory. I'm doing something good and I'm doing it for me. Hands up, breathing.
Hello. I can't believe it is 6 o'clock already. Oh my goodness. Well, it is Thursday, January 8th, and a little out of breath here. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to get situated. I just went running across the room because I put a whole bunch of my stuff up last night because I got a very unexpected um, visitor from my brother who lives in Florida. He just texted at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, "Oh, well, hey, I'm just finishing up a job at the local airport, and do you want me to come by?" Which is like random, absolutely random. Hold on, there we go. That's a little bit, there we go. Well, hello, Roxanne. Hello, Dr. Ninja Turtle. Nice to see you. I think I saw that you checked out some of my cruising videos. And I just released one this week that went through all the options that I could think of that Royal Caribbean has if you use their casino program to get free or discounted cruises. So that might be of interest to you if you haven't checked that one out. I am actually going to be putting together a video of everything that I've spent on to get on the casino cruises, to that I spent on the cruises, what I gambled, and how much I saved. So I'm going to be putting that together soon. Well, hello. Hello, Roxanne. Nice to see you. Hello, Candace. Thank you for putting out a video or two. I think you put out a video and a couple shorts. It was really, really nice to see you. Hello, Cookie. Nice to see you. Yes. I'm glad that you did get a chance to check out my videos. It's really not the casino offer stuff is not difficult. There's just some really basic rules that you need to remember, and each cruise line is different. With Royal Caribbean, in order to stay on the casino list, you got to gamble and earn at least 200 points when you do gamble. And I broke that rule and I lost all my offers. And I still haven't got them back. So now I got to figure out how to get back on Royal Caribbean for inexpensive and not pay full price. So one of these days I will do that. But I've got 2 other cruises coming up this year. I'm going on Virgin Voyages in February, and I got that free using a casino match offer from Royal Caribbean. And then I'm going on a group cruise in May out of Rome on Princess. And that is not casino because I haven't actually been on Princess in 20 years. But when I get on board, you better believe me, I'm going to try for the casino. Happy New Year, TT Trucker. I have seen you on a couple lives. I'm trying to remember whose other lives that I have come across you on, but I have seen you. So welcome to my channel. And Yvette Millicent, welcome. I know that I responded to a couple comments on some of my videos to you very recently. And hello, Jill. Nice to see you. You were driving and listening in in your car safely. Well, I hope you have a safe drive wherever you're going, and I will see you on Saturday. Nice to see you, Britt Braves It. I do remember seeing you in my comments as well. And welcome to the live chat. Nice of you to join me. And Cookie, so you get free casino offers daily. Yeah, they are great to have. I just need to I have this harebrained idea where I think that I'm actually going to, like, I really want to take another cruise on the Icon or the Star of the Seas. And so, like, I put together a vacation fund uh, ev- every year about, how much money I can spend on vacations. And I'm thinking of taking like the money that I would be spending on a cruise and actually gambling it and seeing if that's worthwhile to not only get the free cruise that I want, but then to be able to get back into the casino program. So I'll run some numbers and put together a video and see if it comes out. Uh, uh, maybe. I think the challenge is you never know what you're going to win when you're in the casino. You could get $1 a point, $2 a point, but it could be up to $5 a point. So you just, I don't necessarily have the money to get $5 a point. And let's see. Okay, I'm losing you guys. Hey, Grace, nice of you to join us. I don't know if you saw me tag you in one of my videos, but thank you for lovely video ideas. I put together a video about how much weight I lost on each dosage of tirzepatide that I've taken of the Zepbound, and I thought it was kind of interesting to see that I think I lost the most on 5 milligrams, which I hated 5 milligrams because I was sick with I had gallbladder issues, but it wasn't related to the medication at all. But I ended up losing the most on that, but I couldn't wait to get off of it because I was so sick. Hey, Shelly, nice to see you. Oh, I see you added your name to your channel name. That does help. And then Britt says, yeah, I really hope to start cruising this year. Uh, and that I can't speak. That is great that you're doing those. Yeah, I love discounts and I love cruising and I love traveling and it just seemed like something fun to do. So I did a lot of research recently and just kind of went through like some of the big options on Royal Caribbean, what you can do. Because when I started cruising with them in February of this year, of that last year, I honestly didn't have a clue how their casino program worked and I messed everything up. I actually left a free cruise sitting on the table because I did not uh, take my free bonus award that I would have gotten if I would have put a deposit on another cruise. So it's nice to see that a lot of people in the chat know each other. Grace says she has to catch up on my videos. It's hard. Like there's so many content creators out there that I watch that I, sometimes really get behind on people. The people that I talk to and interact with the most, I do try and keep up on their videos, like Calamity Jane. I do try to make sure that I am up to date on all her videos. And I do watch videos actually all day while I'm working. I'm very lucky that this chair that I'm sitting on, I sit here all day long and I work on a computer at this desk. And so I'm allowed to, listen to videos or podcasts or do anything as long as I'm getting my work done, which is really, really great. Oh, look at that. So we already have 27 people in. So that is fantastic. And it is about that time of I was going to say that time of year. Goodness gracious, it's only 8 days into the year. It is about that time in the video to do my weekly weigh-in. But let's see what Losing It Grace has. My casino cruises are basically free except the two tiny humans that you're required to bring and financially support. Yeah, those pesky little rugrats that you have to bring with you. I'm excited to try Virgin uh, in February because there are no kids. And I know like a lot of people try to make Virgin out to be like some rowdy, crazy cruise that's only for people with no morals. But most of the people I've talked to have said, no, 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 it's not like that. It is more adult friendly, but it's not over the top that you should be feeling uncomfortable. And yeah, Britt, absolutely love remote work. I was so lucky that in 2020, the minute they shut everything down, I was allowed to work from home. I mean, everything I do is on the computer and uh, at that time I had clients and they would just, everything would just get emailed to me or I would log into their server and I never really needed to see them in person. I can do everything by video call. So that's pretty fantastic. Well, hello, Vanessa Grace. Nice of you to join us. Thank you for stopping in on the live. And so it is time for my weigh in, and I always like to redo my spiel every time. So I'm sorry for those who watch me every week and have to listen to me drone on again about my stats. But my name is Amy, and I am on a journey to lose 180 pounds. And I started January 1st, 2025. So it has been a little over a year. And I weighed in at 304 pounds when I started. Sorry, I'm trying to find my stats here. And I am, of course, I forgot to turn the comments off. There's so many things to click. If anybody else uses StreamYard, you know what I mean. There are so many things to click. So I'm fit. I'm 5 feet tall, 51 years old, about to turn 52. I'm still taking 7.5 milligrams of Zepbound. I also have compounded at that same dosage that I take. I take it like every other shot. Now, somebody the other day tried to tell me that it was dangerous for me to mix regular name brand with and compounded. I don't know where they got that information. If anybody has seen any articles or anything that suggests that, please let me know. But my doctor didn't have any concerns with that. Uh, and my goal weight is around 124 pounds. It's not set in stone. It just depends on how I feel when I get down to that weight. Now, for the next thing I always go over, I like to go over my calorie intake. So I use the BMR calculator. It's free, available online. I think I use mine from Garnet Health. And so it says that I should be intaking with little to no exercise 2021 calories, but I want to lose 1.5 pounds a week. So I cut mine by 750 calories a day. And my newest, latest updated amount that I should be eating is 1,271 calories per day. Now, I did end up at an average of 1,424 calories for December 29th through uh, January 4th. And so I was over a total of 1,000 calories for the week, which is not bad. So I should have lost about 1.2 pounds. Do you think I lost that? Probably not, because how does Amy roll? It doesn't it doesn't work that way. So for my week 52, shot 46. I weighed in on January 3rd. You know what? That's actually week 53. I'm sorry. I didn't update that. I know yeah, I missed that. So week 53, shot 46. I did not lose any weight on the scale. I went up and down and all around uh, all week long. So I'm just grateful that it came back out to 253 because at one point I was at like 259. So uh, who knows? But I have been seeing really good numbers on the scale this week. So fingers crossed that I've got a good weigh in coming next week. So yeah, it is what it is. Would I've loved to continue losing weight? Yes, because it's been like 4 weeks in a row where I was 254, 254, then 253, and then 253. So I've got 4 weeks of sort of not doing much, which kind of sucks to be fair. But holidays and New Year's Eve and all of that. Hopefully it will just keep going. Oh, thanks, Linz. Yeah, I really hope I'll get a bit of a whoosh next week. And I think, yeah, so no weight gain, Candace. That is right there. That is the thing. So no gain, because I was really worried when I was getting on the scale in the middle of the week and I was like up 5 or 6 pounds. I'm like, what is going on? Um, Yeah, so Britt says you're still doing good. It happens and it will start going down again. Yeah, I saw it today and I had to like do it 4 times because I'm like, is the scale actually accurate? I mean, my scale's really old, but it is really good. Like it's really accurate. Like if I go to the doctor's, it's within like a pound, pound and a half, and that's just clothing. So my scale's accurate. It's just weird that I don't know. I guess it just felt weird that I actually got on it and it's going down again. So, well, thank you, Grace. Yep, not gaining is a win. And hello, wellness with Lisa, or is it Liza? Let us know how you pronounce your name. Do you pronounce it Lisa or Liza? Lisa, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you never know. I actually worked with someone. Her name was spelled Lesa, and she pronounced it Lisa. So Liza. So are you saying, oh, so the second one, so Lisa? We'll get it right eventually. Let's see. Oh, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, because you know me, I always like to at least pick a subject to chat your ear off. It's really kind of like imposter syndrome and the struggle with, when you have a couple of weeks of low weight loss in a row, really the struggle of worrying about, oh, well, all of this is just going to go away. I'm just going to gain all the weight back. That kind of like terrifying moment that you have when you're stepping on the scale and it's not going down because like for me, I'm recording everything that I eat. I'm going through that, to me, almost mental trauma of having to keep track of what I'm eating and then the scale's not moving again. And because myself and so many people have spent so many years in this yo-yo dieting and failing at our diets, it's kind of traumatizing when the scale stops moving because then you're like, oh no, is it going to happen again? Is like, you know, for me, I felt like I really kind of celebrated at the end of 2025 about losing the 51 pounds last year and how well the medication is doing for me, how well my YouTube channels are doing, and all of this stuff. And I just have this like it's really hard to describe. I kind of have this really background fear that everything's just going to be taken away from me because how dare I celebrate a victory or success because unfortunately I've had so much in my life just go wrong that it's really hard to celebrate the wins. But some of it really has to do with my ADHD and a phenomenon, not really a phenomenon, but like kind of mental condition. It's called a syndrome. It's called imposter syndrome. And I put some slides together and I'll go over it because maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not. But it's something that I struggle with. I struggle with it less now that I'm taking the medication. But for a long time, like I never knew that it was actually a thing, and other people don't think this way. I actually talked to the owner of the company that I work for, and I was telling her about like some of these things, and she's like, "No, most people don't think that way." And I'm like, "Oh, I I didn't know that." So Lynn says, for me, what's different about losing with GLP-1 is consistency. Yes, I agree. It's not fast weight loss, but you keep plugging away and it keeps coming down. If not this week, then the next. And I agree. And that's how it's been for me. I don't think I've had more than 1 week in a row that I haven't lost. So I did go from 256 to 254. And then the next week I didn't lose, but then the next week I did, and then the next week I didn't lose, but then this coming week I should lose. I think what really would help me is getting movement in because I notice when I go on the cruises, I always report that, okay, well, I didn't lose weight while I was on the cruise because, water gain and everything, but within the like next 2 weeks, like I drop a bunch more weight. So I'm eating whatever I want on the cruise without tracking it, without I wouldn't say indulging, I would say not grossly overeating, uh, but I get so much movement in when I'm on the cruise. So I really, really need to do that. And I was putting together a vision board. I'm not quite done with it. So I'll include that in the next live stream, my vision board for 2026. And that includes trying to get 7,500 steps. Oh, look at that. Yes. So please smash that thumbs up button. If you are on a mobile device, you can close the chat and hit the like button. Some people can double tap the screen and it will like the video. And then you can just reopen your chat. You'll be right at the same place. You won't lose it at all. So definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up to let YouTube know that you liked the video. Well, hello, Patty Fry. Nice to see you. Hello, Reddy. Yes. I mean, it is great that my weigh-in day wasn't up 5 pounds. It's actually been a really good while since I've actually had a weigh-in day that was up. It's either been no weight loss or it's been down. Sometimes I do get a gain on weigh-in day, but during the week, if I see at least myself 3 times at the prior week or under, that's the weight I count. I don't necessarily count it at weigh-in day. To me, that's just the cutoff day because, right, if I have hit a lower weight at least 3 times in the week, then there's no way my body's not at that weight. It's just sometimes because I do my shot on Friday, and sometimes by the time I get to Friday, I'm maybe overindulging a little bit on Friday. So Saturday, when I get up and weigh in that day, which is my official cutoff weigh-in day, usually I weigh the most on Saturday. So yeah, so I just kind of try and do mine over the week. So I start my start day is Saturday. I weigh in on Saturday, and then so from Sunday to the next Saturday, the lowest weight I get 3 times on the scale during that time is what I go with. I know a lot of people think it's cheating, but it's my weight loss journey. I could cheat if I want to. There we go. Yeah, so Grace is like 31 watching and 7 likes. Pretty please hit the like button. uh, did you get your steps in, Amy? Of course, no, I didn't, Grace, because that comes down to my ADHD. I'm going to go over uh, the imposter syndrome thing really quick. And while my ADHD is not bad to the point where I can't function, can't hold a job, it really does interfere in certain things. And one of them is actually getting my exercise in. And how it interferes is when I'm doing my work and I sit down, and some of the things I do are really complicated and have a lot of moving parts, and I really need to focus. My brain cannot handle me stopping to focus. So a lot of times I don't take lunch. I barely get up to have a bio break. Sometimes I barely move for 5 hours because I can't take my focus off what I'm doing. Because when I do, then I get distracted. And then it takes me an eternity to get back to what I'm doing. So I'm struggling to figure out where I'm going to fit in the 7,500 steps because when I'm done working, I'm usually exhausted by that point. It's the end of the day, and I don't sleep well. So a lot of times I'm up at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't necessarily want to be working out at that time. So I gotta sort it somehow. I thought about trying to do it on my lunch hour, but then I'm like, well, I gotta eat, and I can't do seven. For me, I move too slow to get 7,500 steps in my lunch hour. So I gotta sort it out. It's on my vision board of something that I gotta figure out how to get my brain wrapped around it to make it work. So it's not as easy as just doing it, just like dieting. I gotta get my brain the way my brain works to figure it out. Oh, well, thank you, Brett Braves It. I really appreciate it. So you just subscribe to my cruise channel. I will say, like, the last 5 or 6 videos have been about uh, casino offers and how to use them on Royal Caribbean. And I'll be doing casino offer videos probably June or July about Princess. But there are other videos on there about the Wonder of the Seas. I think I did a lot of videos for that. And then if you go back in this channel, I did a huge step challenge when I was on the Wonder of the Seas. So you'll also get to see the cruise ship as well as me trying to do the step challenge. And Patty says, you're doing great. You lost about lost 2 weeks in a row. So I bet you have a loss next week and probably bigger. I'm hoping that I have 2 or more pounds. I would really love 3 or 4 because I've kind of like not been losing pounds that I'm I'm eating in a calorie deficit enough to lose a certain amount of weight, but it's just not coming off like it should. And Lynn says not cheating at all. Well, thank you. Some people, Jill, usually gets on me about that because she's very much a very rule follower, but I've just had to give that up because I was so disappointed so many times because I'd get to Saturday and the scale would be either the same or up. But then all week long, I would be 2 to 3 pounds down. And then Sunday, I'd get on the scale and I'd be even more down. So Saturday just doesn't work for me. Oh, that's a good idea, Shelley, to average your weight over 7 days. That works. Um, So Grace says, I like that, Amy. We had a conversation about the same issue. My shot day and weigh-in day are the same day, and my shot day is the heaviest day. Yeah, I'm telling you. So I moved my shot day from Saturday when I did my weigh-in to Friday because I found that if I take my shot Friday, I usually go out to dinner with friends once or twice a month on Fridays, and then there's one weekend a month that I see them the whole weekend. And I found that if I did it on Friday morning, then it would really curb my appetite for Friday night and the rest of the weekend. So I wouldn't be as tempted to overeat. And I just find that usually Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday are my lowest weight days. So it's coming up at the tail end of the week after taking the shot. So I think it's really, really helpful to move it around because why stick to your weight on Saturday when that's your heaviest day when you know that you're under that weight? Eat some collard green. Good colon cleanse. Yeah, no, I'll skip the collard greens. I did actually have some tummy troubles because I did eat my fair share of black eyed peas on New Year's Day. So JC Calamity Jane says my weigh-in day and shot day are the same, just worked out. When I did Weight Watchers, my weight day was Tuesday. Oh, and Jill said, I just said you should change your weigh-in day to Wednesday. I know. I just like keeping like the official cutoff on Saturday because I started on a Saturday and I've got my spreadsheet set up for the next 2 years on a Saturday. Um, but I get it that like it's really hard for people to wrap their mind around that taking the average for the week instead of not just like right when you exactly do that way. And but it is what it is. And at the end of the day, if I've seen that number on the scale a couple of times, then I know that I'm definitely down. And TT Trucker says, I actually weigh in monthly and try to get a true weight. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to weigh in all the time like I do. I just have the scale there. I'm always home. And because I do tend to carry a lot of water weight, I do like to monitor that to make sure that everything is coming out of me like it should, because then it reminds me to drink more water. And Losing It Grace is asking, where are the cats? Oh, um, Marshmallow. Marshmallow is there. I just filmed like 5 videos and Marshmallow sat there the whole time. So I've got a bunch of videos where you're going to see her. Sheldon is behind the iPad that I'm filming on. Oh, and I just almost ran over Malibu with my chair because he was sitting on the floor behind me. And Kevin was in the chair, the black and white one, but I don't know where he went. He likes to stay in my bedroom. And Jill says, my partner yells at me if I weigh in any other day but Tuesday. I know, I know you try to weigh in when he's not home yet. Because he's got those bat ears and he can hear you. And TT Trucker, Grace is asking, what is true weight? Is that just kind of like where your weight is settled for the month? Uh, yeah, just let us know and I'll pop it up on the screen. And hi, Mariella. Nice to see you again. So, Mariella, JC Calamity Jane, and I are going to do another live. I don't know if anybody caught the live on Mariella's 360 channel. Uh, we got together and talked about using StreamYard, and the 19th on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we are going to do another live chat for Nightbot and I think a little bit of StreamYard as well. So Nightbot is the thing that you keep seeing that is leaving these. So if anybody wants to share their YouTube channel, uh, it should be coming up. Where is it? There we go. So if you want to share your YouTube channel, just type #4cats in the chat and it will share your YouTube channel so other people can find you. I do leave the chat replay, the live chat replay on so people can see that when they rewatch the video. It does take 24 hours to process and post with the video. So it's not up right away, but it will be there after 24 hours. Let's see. So Britt says, it's my shot and weekly weigh-in on Thursday, eat more Friday through Sunday. So Thursday nights work best for me. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I moved my shot to Friday, because it really keeps me out of trouble on the weekend. And oh, live streaming 101. Okay, so that is what we're doing. I was just kind of reading our emails through my working day to day, and it's been unbelievably crazy busy this week because I've got year end finishing up, and then I've got month end for December finishing up, and then everything starting for January. And I work in a project based atmosphere, so lots of stuff has to start over for January, and people were just clamoring for Amy, 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 Amy. I was getting PTSD from Slack notifications, which is like a Microsoft Teams, like, an instant messenger that we use inside. Oh, you know what? I have to turn on. That's right. Mary Ellis and Jill and Lynn's are all uh, channel members, and they get special emojis that they get to use. And so I need to check out the live stream. Hold on, let me turn it off on my phone. There we go. Oh, look at that. So Mary Ellis, you got all of them. Ha 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 ha. So Kevin's the little black and white one. Sheldon's the little tan one. Marsha's the white one. That's like looking at you all grumpy. And then Malibu's the ragdoll one. You know what they, if you see, you know what they, if you see. Oh, so you know what? I get a lot of comments about my If You Seek Amy name, and because there are so many people that don't know about that song, and that's why I added the um that's why I added the K at the end, because if you type in If You Seek Amy K, my channel will actually come up instead of Britney Spears. But yeah, there's so many people that don't know the controversy around that song. But I just thought it was fitting for me because I was, I'm on a journey to find myself, and I just thought it was fitting for what I was doing, and I love the song, and you know, I, I'm, 15-year-old girl at heart. Uh, when it comes to my sense of humor, I know, I wish you could. I wish you could edit comments, because it's, you know what they say, if you see came right. That's the Oh, and I have a mouth of a sailor, and I try to be really nice on the live streams. Hold on. Subscribers will receive one go live notification with a shared URL. Viewers watching your stream in short speed on mobile will see the vertical version. And then other viewers receive the horizontal stream. The same live chat is shown to viewers of both your horizontal and live streams. Okay, yeah, so we're talking StreamYard because it has the option now to go vertical and horizontal at the same time. So people watching on different platforms can choose the feed that they want to see, which I think is great. Uh, I think I just have to always remember to like choose the appropriate stream on the right device. And Mary Ellis is a is a fur grandma now. Oh, and you got little Sheldon. I love little Sheldon's the icon that I found for him. It's so close to what he looks like, and he literally does like have his mouth hanging open and just starry-eyed looking at me all day long. Kim K, if it moves you forward, don't change. I probably lost the context of that, but I agree with that. Uh, so Britt says you're inspiring me to do weekly weigh-ins live. Yes, definitely do weekly weigh-ins live. Um, I'm part of a YouTube community that like a learning YouTube community that I do pay. I paid like a one-time fee to be part of their community, and it's called Grounded Life Retirement Travel. And I believe I always put it in the description of the live stream and most of my videos. So if you're interested in checking it out, give it a look. You can look at it for free. Uh, but they're like, oh well, live streams are not really evergreen and you don't really make that good of uh, revenue, like ad revenue off of them. But I always like to do my weigh-ins on my live stream because it gives people a reason to come to the live stream. And then if they're enjoying the chat, then they hang around because we've got 34 people on today, which is great. So we started off with, I think, 3 or 4 people, and then got up to 29. So now we're up to 34. So Britt, yeah, if you do have a channel, make sure you hashtag for catch, just like JC Calamity Jane did there. And so everybody can go in and check out her channel. Aw. Um, yeah, so just make sure you hit that hashtag for cats and do it with nothing else in the line with it. So just do that, just like Mariella did. But I highly encourage you to try live streams. What it's really good for is your watch hours, especially when you're starting out. It's really good for building community so people get a chance to know you. And then a lot of people will come back and watch your videos once they get to have a chance to talk to you live. And then if people have questions, they can always ask them in the chat. It's not back in the day when I was growing up, like people that you would see on TV or on videos or stuff, you didn't really get a chance to check them out or actually have interactions. Even authors or anybody like that, like the people weren't really reachable. But now with the invention of live streams and social media, you can definitely like connect with people that you watch their content. And I think it is one of the most amazing things. I've made so many friends on YouTube. It's really, really just amazing. And TT Trucker has also hit 4 cats and shared his YouTube channel. So make sure you check out his channel. And then let me just kind of get back to the topic really quickly. The one thing I did want to talk about is, hold on, let me take my comments off. And I just realized I forgot to put the comments up on the screen like I normally do. But again, so many buttons. One of the things I wanted to talk about was imposter syndrome, and a lot of people don't know what it is. A lot of people don't deal with it. But I just wanted to bring it to people's attention in case you have a friend or you are struggling with it and you just don't know that it exists. Um, it is. I know this is going to be really small, but you can go back in the live. You can either pause it or go back to the replay and have a read over it. But it's a syndrome that's really common in ADHD, especially in women. And it just causes you to have like intense self doubt about yourself. You don't necessarily attribute your success to yourself working hard. It's more about, oh, I was just lucky. Uh, you feel like you may be exposed as a fraud at some point and that you really don't know how to do your job or do something. And sometimes that can really be fueled by how you were raised. But if you got a lot of negative feedback and had continuous, um, high expectations set. Like I do have someone that I work with that has like really unrealistic expectations sometimes because I'm a high performer and high deliverer. So sometimes they get a little bit in front of themselves with like what I should be delivering. Um, so it's like can be like really tough, especially um ADHD just makes it worse because I definitely do have terrible memory sometimes I have really good recall, but also like I just get distracted, and I really struggle with feeling like I'm failing because I'm not doing it as good as someone else, or someone else gets resignation recognition above me when I feel like I did such a good job. And then someone else is always getting the recognition or praise. For me it's not even like really a lot of praise. It's just sometimes just like, oh, hey, good job. Oh, thank you. That was great. Just the little things. I do also suffer from the like rejection sensitivity. Um, even if like people don't mean it, but sometimes people, if I am in a phase of when I'm struggling with this, it's not like a constant thing for me. It really ebbs and flows. But sometimes, if I'm really struggling with imposter syndrome and then someone really jokes with me about something that I feel like I'm a failure about, like sometimes about being on time because I make every effort to be on time, but sometimes I'm like 5 or 10 minutes late. Uh, but other people in my group may have said, "Oh, be here at this time," but then they tend to be very early. So they're already there waiting for me 20 minutes because they were 10 minutes early where I may be 5 minutes late. And so I know they don't mean anything by it, but sometimes I can get really upset. Um, and here's just another slide about why it's common in women with ADHD. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in people who don't have ADHD, but it is just more common in people. And really, one of the things is the cognitive differences, the way that ADHD impacts the memory and the focus. And it does really make it harder to internalize strengths. And it's so easy to focus on my flaws because, if I'm not getting positive feedback from people, then it just makes me feel even more like I'm not doing a good job. And I can see the chat and I see, hey, Anissa, I see that you're here joining us. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hashtag for cats to share your channel, and I'll pop up the comments again. And for me, I did have a lot of years of uh, negative history. And I think sometimes it was just because instead of actually giving me praise, I just got criticism on how I needed to do more. Uh, or they didn't like what I was doing and why wasn't I doing something else? So for me, like one of the reasons why I named this podcast, this live stream, like don't let the fear win, because I was really struggling this week because the scale was not moving. It was going up instead of down. And I was looking back at my weigh ins over the past 4 weeks and I hadn't really lost but a pound. And then the two YouTube videos that I put out this week kind of really tanked. And so it was just kind of all feeding into uh just kind of like, oh my gosh, like I'm never gonna win at this. I just spent all this time last time telling you how great everything was, and now everything's falling apart. So yeah, for me, being and also being about stressed out about money, like one of the funny things I will have to tell you is that I get stressed out about money because I grew up really, really poor to the point where we wouldn't have food, electricity, water, anything to cook, utilities to cook with. And so I get in this food scarcity mindset, but then I also get stressed out about money, and I will wait until I have absolutely zero in my house before I will buy food. So it's just one of these crazy things. But then it leads me to eating out, and so I kept feeling like I was going to fail at my diet because I ate out twice, and it just like I get in this like really counterintuitive cycle because here I am spending more money on eating out versus spending this big grocery bill. It's crazy. And then also I get just too focused on too many things and I get total brain clutter, and I can't finish what I'm doing, and I can't, I just like just even talking, you can tell the way that I talk, it's because struggling with the ADHD. I get 20 sentences going on in my head at one time and I can't finish my sentence. Sometimes I stop in my sentence and just move on because I think you've heard what I think you've heard what I'm saying because I've heard it in my head, but haven't necessarily heard all that I've been wanting to get out of my mouth. So those are just some things like remember, don't let the fears win. Like really work on that. If you can recognize that in yourself and then put the work in to mitigate it when it happens. And that's really why I'm talking about this because I want to bring awareness about it. So that way you can say, oh, okay, this has happened. What can I do to make it better? How can I lift myself up and not let the fear win and not go cry in a corner because my YouTube videos did terrible this week and my scale wasn't moving and I didn't buy groceries because I was stressing out about money, and it ends up money is all fine. I just had to sit down and do my budget and pay my bills. Um, and it was just, but I couldn't do that because I was so focused on trying to make videos and watch 100 YouTube videos all at one time. So I get all this stuff in my head, and I just have to put tools in place to make it work for me. So that's kind of my rant. I know someone said one time I get on a rant, but that is my rant for the week. If the more that you can start recognizing the patterns in yourself and then finding the tools and developing the tools to deal with that, the further you're going to get in life. And then so Brett says, I feel I have let the fear in for a long time and it's time to conquer it. Yes, ma'am. I woke up January 1st, 2025, and I said, enough, enough. I got to deal with this. I cannot be 300 pounds anymore. I got to figure it out. And so that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing for the last year. And I have times where I do sit and just cry because I need the emotional release and I got to let myself wallow in my self pity and then shake it off and move on. But over the past year, it's happening less and less often because I'm developing the tools to deal with it and to be successful. So that is really great. And so Anissa has shared her channel. So make sure everybody go check out Reset with Anissa, who was my 1,000th subscriber. And then Mariella says, yeah, you feel like an imposter when you shop for clothes on the small sizes section, not plus anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. I have not shopped in like a normal store in probably 10 years. Like I can't really like sometimes I'll get stuff at like plus size sections here or there, but I don't think since I was like a teenager that I've gone into like I don't even know what clothing stores there are anymore, to tell you the truth, like a Gap or a Old Navy, or anything like that. I have not bought clothes from something like that in a very long time. So I don't I'm kind of almost in denial that I'm gonna to be there in a year. Maybe I can get into those sizes. And hey, Candy K all day. Nice to see you. And gonna give a shout out to Candy K because have an interview set with her on January 13th. I cannot remember what time it is. I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we are going to chat for about an hour and a half about my weight loss journey. Also, if you see Gaming K, we're going to do a little talk about my cruise channel, and we're also going to talk about YouTube and creator chat. So make sure that you turn your notifications on for Kindy K's channel, turn all of them on. Go over to her channel, and whenever she gets a thumbnail set up for it, and make sure you click on notify me to join us. And I'll make sure that I remind you all next week as well, because next week should be, oh, actually the live stream, because I'm really bad at math and calendars. Uh, we're going to be meeting on Tuesday, so it'll be before the live stream. So I will probably do a post on my channel to remind you to make sure you check out Candy K. Oh, hey, Lil Bell, nice to see you. I usually see you over at the Downsized, and I don't think I saw you on their last live, but I'm a couple days behind with them because they do put out a lot of content. So I am a little bit behind, and probably as soon as I'm done here, I will check out their channel and be watching their new videos, because they're going to be talking about um, should you take the new pill, the new Wegovy pill? And I'm actually going to do a video on that, because I have been not only watching their channel, but I have been doing a little bit of research on that. And I think it is going to be great for some people, but I don't think for me it's going to be an alternative. And when I do my video, I'll make sure I go into all of that. Like, so I'm going to compare like the semaglutide, the Wegovy injectable, the Zepbound injectable versus the pill, and let you know like, okay, so what are the weight loss percentages? What health benefits is it supposed to have? And also like, when you when you don't follow the instructions for taking it, like what changes in the effectiveness of it, because the pill is going to be highly affected by your using it properly. And I'll go into all that in the video, but I can't wait to do that. Oh, well, thank you so much, Anissa. She says that's what makes you authentically you. And I really do try to be authentic, and try not to be a bunch of BS. Look, I don't really like drama, but I'm sort of a dramatic person. But I do know that in the world of YouTube, like in order to get views, sometimes you got to be a little dramatic. But I do not cross that line of, oh, Amy's just being a little dramatic versus to telling untruths. So, I know I was like a little dramatic about, oh, well, this broke me, the $5,000 I spent on my medication. Yeah, it did. Drained my entire savings. That was not a lie. Was I dramatic about it breaking me? Well, it kind of did, because then I lost my savings account. I didn't have my emergency fund anymore. But sometimes you got to do things for views, but just don't be inauthentic, and no lying about stuff. Thank you very much, Candace. Yeah, I know that you post on your channel that you struggle with mental health as well, and I think that is so great, because so many people don't ever want to talk about it. But I think people need to feel that they're not alone with other people talking about things that others are too scared to share. So, I think we just all need to share as much as we can. And let's see. Losing it, Grace. That was a lot. Amy, I'm sorry. I know everything is a lot with me. I'm such a detail person. You belong on YouTube in your career and in your weight loss journey, even the days confident doesn't show up. Thank you for sharing so openly. Well, and that just makes everything for me because if even one person can recognize something in themselves or get value out of my videos, that is what I'm going for. I want people to not feel alone because who am I? I'm like this 5 foot tall old fat lady, just chitter chattering on YouTube. But I think that there's so many people like me out there in the world that don't get recognition because they're too afraid to reach out to someone or make friends. And so I don't know. I'm just really excited about being on YouTube. And Kendi K says she's super excited too. I can't wait for our interview. That will be great. And then Britt says my husband keeps telling me to buy clothes, and I and I won't. I don't believe that I need them, even when they're all baggy. It's very much a mental journey. This weight loss isn't just about the physicality of moving or drinking more water or doing your strength training, but that's the mental game of dealing with the food all of the time and reshaping your thoughts around your body because so many of us struggle with body dysmorphia, I think is what they call it. Um, so it's really a mind game, and you've got to learn how to heal from it. Um, so yeah, I mean, you really that's what I've for the past 2 years, I've just been working on myself and inhaling content on YouTube from dealing with my narcissistic ex-husband, healing from the damage narcissism does to you, healing from my own viewpoint of my body because of the mental illness that my father had, that he projected his insecurities of his weight and his body on me. And so I'm having to heal from that and release that. And when you start doing that, like it's amazing. Like it's this weight. Actually wrote a song. I'm actually working on thinking about doing a music channel because I've been writing some really great songs. And one of them was, you know, one of the lines in one of my songs is like, you were you were a survivor and you were raised not to believe, but a survivor's not all you're born to be, something like that. You know what I mean? Like you need to be more than just a survivor. You need to be healed and move on and live life without having that in the back of your head. So Mariella says she can 100% relate. Yeah, because Mariella has lost a lot of weight. Well, thank you so much, Kendi. I really appreciate the compliment. She says, Amy, you're amazing. That's why we rock with you. So please keep being you. Well, thank you so much. Lil Bell says, I was cruising New Year's Eve, so I had to make the 75-minute stretch, LOL. Norwegian Gem out of Jacksonville, Freeport, Grand Stirrup Cay, and Nassau. My stepmother lives in Jacksonville, and I've been trying to get her on a cruise because she's not very well. But I just hate going all the way down there and having to rent a car and stay in a hotel to only just go and sit in her house and visit with her. It's like if I'm going to spend all that money, I could pay for a cruise for us to be on a cruise out of Jacksonville. So I definitely am gonna try and convince her to get on a cruise ship with me. I Because we could easily drive down to Port Canaveral. I just got to get from the airport to her house, and then I can drive her car to Port Canaveral because it's only like an hour and a half maybe to Port Canaveral. Mariella says, the fact that you're sharing it so open with us makes you the bravest. Well, thank you so much. Well, I tend to be an overshare, but I just want people to learn from me, and hopefully they can start healing themselves. And then Kendi K says NCL Joy in October. I haven't been on the Joy. I've been on the Prima twice. That's the only NCL ships I've been on. I've done like 5 other cruise lines. My Virgin cruise in February for my birthday is going to be my 13th cruise. So lucky number 13. Hopefully it's fabulously lucky. Maybe I'll win a jackpot in the casino. That would be nice. And Britt says, yes, I come and watch your videos to watch being your true self. It shows you are not alone, or shows we are not alone. Yep, that's right. We are all in this together. Hold on, I'm getting really behind. Anissa says, Amy, are you still taking 5 milligrams? No, I am on, thank you, Grace, for answering. I am on 7.5 milligrams. Uh, and it's just because, like, you know how the doctors are when they don't really know a lot about the medication, they just immediately titrate you up. So I actually got titrated to 10 and I had to come down because 10 was just too strong for me. And since I'm still losing weight on 7.5, I was dealing with a little bit of hunger issues this week today, but I think it was mostly stress. I ended up accidentally eating like 500 calories worth of snacks, and it wasn't even that much. It was like a handful of stuff, but it was like raisins and pistachios and chocolate covered peanuts. But I was just in a panic mode in my brain, with my brain firing on like 1,000 miles per hour. And I just needed food in my face. And again, I haven't gone grocery shopping, so I don't have good, healthy options to just pick up and eat. So, yeah, so I'm thinking about maybe taking a little bit more out of the bottle than 7.5 when I take my compounded this coming up time, to see if it can help me a little bit more. Uh, Amy, you are worth more than you think. Your transparency is a game changer. I'm praying for you. Well, thank you so much, Vanessa Grace. I will take all the well wishes, the prayers, the anything, good vibes anyone is willing to send to my way, because sometimes I do not have the best luck. I have the craziest travel stories ever. Everything always goes wrong when I'm traveling, but I never let it get me down because I'm on vacation. Uh, so other than the freedom of the seas, I still need to make a video, but I swear that cruise was cursed. So I'm really hesitating on making it, but I think I'm going to make it about the cruise was cursed because I was so freaking sick on the cruise. And then Britt, yeah, writing is healing. One of my dreams in life was to be able to write a song. And I started with the help of Chat GPT. But I'm going to tell you that when I'm done, usually my song is maybe 5 to 10% of words that Chat GPT suggested. But I did a lot of research on song structure and how to put it together. But I also love like really like hooky songs and like repeating stuff. And so I spend probably 10 hours putting one song together. And then I use a Suno, Suno. I use that for my lyrics and my music. And then I spend like another day trying to get the right sound for the song. But it's just been a magical, like, bucket list item. One of the things, like, been on my bucket list for freaking ever. So it's just been so great. And so I really want to I'm waiting to learn how to register my songs so I can have the rights to it, and so no one can reuse them on any of the media outlets without having to pay me royalties. So I got to get that done before I can put it out there. But I really am excited. A lot of it's like really happy stuff, like, you know, Golden Hour Glow is one of my songs, and that's about like the sunset, that hour of the sunset where you're just on the beach and sand and the wind in your hair and all that good stuff. I can't wait to share them all. And if it makes your heart happy, do it. Yep, I agree. And thank you, Mary Ella. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here on YouTube. You have a lot to offer. Well, thank you so much. I am just pleased at how well it has worked out because it took me a long time to get here, and I just love it. I just love doing this. And Britt says, I love Everyone is everyone cheerleader. It's a great community. I agree. And Lil Bit says Jackport is so seamless, easy for embarkation, in disembarkation. Definitely. So Nissa says she has motion sickness, bad motion sickness, so you've never cruised. I will have to say that I have really, really bad motion sickness, but I have noticed on the Prima, on the Icon, and even on the Freedom of the Seas, I barely felt a thing. Um, and I do get really motion sick, but I keep ginger chews in my pocket, and those really, really help. And I think the more times you cruise, the more you get used to it. But nowadays, the way the ships are made, you can hardly feel it moving, especially like if you pick times a year where the waters are more steady. It definitely uh, helps a lot. Like the my okay, Freedom of the Seas, I keep saying that it was cursed, but we did have the absolute best sailing weather. We didn't have a single day of rain, and we had glass-like seas. It was so great. We didn't even know we were moving most of the time. Oh, Losing It Grace is asking how Lil Bat liked the NCL gym. So she said she liked it because there's many places to hang out. Food was great, appropriate portion, so it was a good 5-day cruise. That's great. And oh, Losing It Grace, you're doing the encore, please. Oh, wait, is that the one with the really weird cabins? Grace, I need to reach out to you because if that ship is the ship that I'm thinking it is, unless they put it in dry dock. Yeah, we need to have a chat about that. Um, you know what they say, once you cruise, you never go back. Good night, Mary Ellis. Yeah, it is time to go because I've kept you an hour and I really don't like keeping you any longer than an hour. And just remember, I do have memberships now. So there's 3 levels, and I think they start at 99 cents. I am going to be trying to do some shorts and videos for the highest level, but right now only Jill is there, and Jill doesn't want to see any more of me than she already does, because I will be torturing her all day, Saturday and Sunday. Uh, and Lil Bell says, I didn't feel much. We had one night where it rained an hour and the water was kind of rough. Yeah, most of the new cruises, you just don't feel the ships moving at all. Well, thank you, Candace. I really appreciate it. And so plan on being back here next Thursday. And remember, on the 13th is going to be my live with Kendi K. It's going to be about an hour and a half. So I want to thank all of you that are here. There's still 35 of you on. So make sure that you're smashing that like button. Oh, Kim J just came out of the bushes. Oh, well, thank you. Are just catching us at the very end of the live, but I just want to say again, Kim J, thank you so much for that New Year's Eve live that you did with Felicia Marie B, because I've had the greatest time on the live, and it was so nice to do something with people. Uh, I would say friends now, YouTube friends, because I really didn't want to go out. And it was so much fun to do the interactive game show like we did. So thank you so much for putting that together and staying on for so long. I tapped out at 1:30 Eastern time, but it was a lot of fun. So, well, I just want to thank you all. Oh, so you'll be doing it again this Sunday. It depends on what time. I'm hanging out with my friend Jill. So I don't know what time I'll be be getting back home, but if it is after like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I very well may be home by then. So I want to thank you again, everybody. Make sure you hit a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. I just hit 1,000 and making sure that we're staying over 1,000. Yes, we played word link game. That was so much fun. And I will see you again soon. So thank you and have a fabulous day.
She got sunshine dreams and a suitcase